All right, there on your screen, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has just taken his maiden flight on the Tejas LCA. He's just landed in Bengaluru. He took to the sky in this twin-seater version of the Tejas combat aircraft, which is the arm of the Indian Air Force of number 45 Squadron of the Flying Daggers. Now, this has been developed and designed by the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited and the Aeronautical Development Agency. And induction of this single-engine fighter will allow the Air Force to replace the MiG-21 Bison aircraft as well. Rajnath Singh, just about an hour back, around 9:30 or so, was all getting geared up, and now he's just landed. Let's go to Vishnu Som now for all the details. Vishnu.
So, sorry, Sonal, what was your question specifically?
Just trying to understand, Vishnu, this maiden flight that the Defence Minister has taken. What has been the purpose behind this, the messaging that's coming out?
So essentially, the Tejas aircraft is, as you mentioned, it's a multi-role aircraft. It's in the Indian Air Force. There is one squadron, 45 Squadron, which operates this aircraft. The Defence Minister is the first Indian Defence Minister to get a sortie on this aircraft. What he's flown on is the twin-seater variant of the Tejas. There are a handful of twin-seaters which are available. In fact, I had flown on the very same twin-seater that he's flown on today a couple of years back to get an idea of what this jet is all about. The Tejas is very much the flagship, or one of the flagship areas of the government's Make in India defence policy, defence scheme. The Indian Air Force requires several hundred of these fighter aircraft, and the big problem now is whether funds can be allocated for this induction. The Tejas comes in various versions. He's flown on the Mark 1 trainer, but there is a Mark 1A, which is a more advanced variant. The first variant, few of which will start coming into service in a couple of years from now once a contract is signed. At the moment, the Indian Air Force is looking at a fully weaponized variant of the Mark 1, which should be entering squadron service very soon, and progressively move to that Mark 1A, which I spoke about. 83 of these are what the Indian Air Force seeks to acquire before they move on to a larger, redesigned and substantially more capable Tejas Mark II, which should be inducted in a couple of years from now, the design of which has been frozen. But the Tejas itself has come a long way since it encountered lots of delays in its development cycle. That delay in its development cycle was associated with sanctions imposed by the United States post Pokhran at a time when there was heavy U.S. collaboration in developing various systems. And so Indian engineers and Indian and specialists and software designers and others actually decided, okay, if we don't get American assistance, we're going to go it alone. And so they were involved in the development of very complicated and very sophisticated systems